Oh my gosh, guys, we did it. We got a new microphone. Woo! Yeah, we did it. We did it. This thing is massive. It's so gigantic and I love it. It's gonna be so sweet to record some more games and just play some more Magic, and it's gonna sound way better. I hope it sounds awesome. Oh my gosh, look at how crazy it looks. Hey, what's up? Ron here. Welcome to TimeWalkTV. I hope you're all having a great day today. If you're new here, if you want to follow all my videos, go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and you can follow me on Twitter. I post on there all the time, deck lists, all sorts of fun stuff, so go ahead and check that out. So today we're going to be taking a look at a sweet throwback deck, Esper Hero. So this is going to utilize Hero of Precinct One and a lot of multicolored spells to make a bunch of tokens and control the game, and hopefully win with Bolas's Citadel. So hang tight, let's jump into Arena, let's take a look at the deck, see how it works, and hopefully get some wins. Alright, welcome into Arena. We have our Esper Hero deck loaded up, ready to go, so let's go and take a look at some of the cards that make this deck work. Starting off with Witching Well, which is not a card that you normally see in these decks because you want to have a lot of multicolored spells to trigger Hero Precinct 1. This is a card that I felt like it needed because, one, it's really cheap on the one side of it, so you can scry 2, then you can sacrifice it later to draw 2 cards, and that's what I felt like this deck needed, because once you play all your spells, you become empty-handed pretty quickly, and I did not want to put Chemist's Insight into the deck, so this felt like a great little fit as a 2-of. So that's where we stand on just a little bit of card advantage. Next, we have Hero of Precinct 1. This is the standout card in the deck. The deck is named after this card. 1 and a white for a 2/2. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a 1/1 human token. And we have a plethora of multicolored spells here that we're going to get into right now. So for Thought Erasure, this is a standout now that we have gotten rid of a lot of the really dominant green cards like Veil of Summer. So Thought Erasure is a card that before Throne of Eldraine came out was super good, and you know, Thought Erasure plus the Fairy was kind of the bane of Standard, and everybody wanted that ban too, so I'm sure we'll get back to that point in a couple weeks here, so no guarantees, but I feel like that's what would happen. So Thought Erasure is basically a Thought Seize. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose an online card from it, and they discard it. This has the added bonus of having Surveil, so we can kind of sift through our draws a little bit. Next, we have 3 Tyrant Scorns. This is great because we can bounce big creatures, we can bounce our own creatures, and we can take care of a ton of creatures that are 3 CMC or less. So this just helps us on all fronts, and it's just a really great card. And it's multicolored, so it makes a token. Moving on to Teferi Time Raveler. This is a card that you're going to see quite a bit moving forward. I know that there was a Twitch Rivals event that happened yesterday, and it's happening today as well. Jeskai Fire seems to be one of the most popular decks, and they are all running 4 Teferis, so this card is fantastic. So you want to make sure that when you're playing these kind of decks and you're playing Standard from now on, you need ways to take out Teferi or at least contest it a little bit, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to play your instant spells, and it's going to be quite a headache. So just having a bit more of not aggressive but proactive game plan to get rid of Teferi can definitely help you in the long run. Next, we have 2 of Kaya Usurper. Not really sure how to say that, but 1 black-white for a 3 loyalty Planeswalker. +1, you exile up to 2 cards from a single graveyard. If you hit a creature with that, you gain 2 life. -1, exile target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 1 or less. And -5, deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards they have in exile, and you gain that much life. So this card is a new addition that you may have not seen in this deck, but with all these cat decks running around, like the Jund Sacrifice deck, Mono Black, I know there's like a Black Red Sacrifice deck. This card is absolutely fantastic against those decks, and even against like the lower end decks like Mono Red, because there are a bunch of Mono Red decks popping up now that the format has changed quite a bit. So the main reason that this is great is because you're exiling stuff out of their yard and you're gaining life, and the -1 hits both Oven and the Cat. So you can take care of both things that really hurt this deck or really can contest this deck pretty easily. So this is a great card for that respect, and we like to gain a lot of life because we have Bolas's Citadel in this deck, so you'll notice that there'll be a lot of cards that gain us a lot of life. Next, we have 3 Mortifies. Now I'm adding 3 of these in where in previous iterations we did not have any Mortifies. 1, because we want to be able to kill Questing Beast if they're playing it, because that's a really hard card for us to kill because we can't really block it with our 1/1s and 2/2s, and we want to be able to take out enchantments like Experimental Frenzy, Wilderness Reclamation, Fires of Invention. Those are all prominent, really great cards right now in the meta, and we just need a way to take those out besides D-Spark. So that's why that's in the deck. Just great removal for both creatures and enchantments. We have 4 Oath of Kayas. This is just a lightning helix, deal 3 damage, gain 3 life, and you know, when we play the next one, it'll just get sacked because it's legendary. It's also nice because if they start attacking our Teferi, well, we get to gain a bunch of life and they get dealt some damage too, so we can kind of do some swing plays that way. Next, we have Elite Guard Mage, 2 blue and a white for a 2/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, gain 3 life and draw a card. This is a card that replaces itself, gains us 3 life, and is a pretty great blocker against mono red aggressive decks. You know, anything with flyers, it actually closes the game out pretty quickly once you get a few of them going. The main thing is it gains us 3 life and draws us a card, so we're getting a little bit deeper in our deck, and we're gaining life for the old Bolas Citadel here coming up. Next, we have Enter the God Eternals. This is a card I didn't really want to put in, but I felt like it was good enough in a sense that we could take out a creature, make one of our own, and gain the 4 life. The 4 life is the big deal because when you play this off Bolas' Citadel, it's going to cost 5 mana or 5 life, and we want to gain that life back. And now moving on to one of the big cards in the deck, the card that really puts us over the top, and basically you win the game once you cast it. Bolas' Citadel, 3 black, black, black. Legendary artifact. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You can play the top card of your library and just pay life to cast the card. And the third portion of it is you can sacrifice 10 non-land permanents each opponent to lose 10 life. So that can come up if you make a ton of tokens or something like that and you get them low enough, you can kind of just drain them for 10. But the main thing is we're going to be looking at the top card of our library. We're going to be playing it for life instead of our mana, so we'll be playing a ton of our spells, and a bunch of them gain life. I'm hoping that we can win a bunch of games. I haven't played against a lot of the decks that are, you know, currently popular, but I feel like this deck really has some legs on it. And next we have the mana base that I've created here. We have all 12 shock lands. We have 4 of the temples, and we have 4 Fabled Passage. Now you're probably wondering, why are we running 4 Fabled Passage in this deck? Well, when you have Bolas' Citadel out and you have a land on top and you've already played a land for a turn, well, you want other ways to shuffle your deck to maybe find more spells. So having 4 of these is really great. Have one sit out on the battlefield, or you just get to play one from your hand, shuffle your library, and maybe find more spells. And that also goes along with our 1 Castle Vantress, because while this is on the battlefield, you can scry too, get rid of those cards that are on top that you don't want to see or cast, and then hopefully find one on top that you do want to cast. So to go along with all those cards, we have 5 basic lands, 2 swamps, 2 islands, and a plains. So that's 26 lands. We want to hit all of our land drops up to turn 6 or up to, like, you know, 6, 7, 8 mana, and just control the board, get our Hero Precinct 1 going with our elite Guard Mage, and just take over the game from there. Moving on to the sideboard, just kind of a smattering of different cards. I'm not really sure where the meta is going to fall right now just because it's so new, and everybody are playing basically decks that were good before Throne of Eldraine. But 1 Devout Decree, 4 Noxious Grasps, 1 Elder Spell for all those pesky Planeswalker decks like the Jeskai Planeswalker decks or the Grixis ones, 2 Dovin's Vetoes for any counterspell war we want to have, D-Spark, again this is for Planeswalkers and Fires of Invention, maybe Wilderness Reclamation possibly, Mystical Dispute because it's a great counterspell against all these blue cards, Ashiok for any graveyard based decks. Unmoored Ego is just one to stop, like maybe a Fires of Invention deck, not really sure, just probably as good as a one of. And then 2 Kaya's Wrath for any of the Gruul decks or big green decks that, you know, go a little wide, so we want to keep them in check. But that's the deck. Let's go and hop to some games, see how it plays, and hopefully get some wins. All right, welcome into round number 1 with our Esper Hero deck. Let's take a look at our opening hand, see what we have to work with, and, you know, having Hero in the opening hand is probably the best thing you could possibly do. So definitely going to keep this one. Not sure if we're going to Temple of Silence or Fabled Passage it on 1, but probably Temple of Silence. Look for a blue source untapped. That way we can play this on 4, because we do have Hero into Oath or Hero into Time Raveler, so we're definitely going to keep this. Hammer on the play, that's even better, even better. So yeah, I think we're going to scry it, look for another land, because we want to try to get up to our Enter the God Eternals pretty quickly. But our opponent is mulliganing down to 6 cards at the moment. Could be lower depending on if they find a workable hand here. Looks like they may have done that, and they're just looking what card to put on the bottom now. So just waiting on our opponents. All right. Let's go and play our Temple of Silence and Scry. And look at that, we have a blue land right on top for us. Perfect. And that way means we can play our Fabled Passage on turn, turn 4, and then we can, you know, get to this Enter the God Eternals, hopefully. So our opponent plays an island to start, and we're going to shock in this Hollow Fountain and play our hero of Precinct One. Now they possibly have an Opt or Spectral Sailor, possibly one of the 2 cards that they could have as an open blue land on turn 1, but nothing. They're going to draw for the turn. They play a mountain, so this could get Bone Crusher Giant here, possibly shocked, but it does not. So the question here, since we drew a second hero Precinct 1, is do we play this our shock land tapped and play a second hero, or do we just play Teferi immediately and then hope this doesn't get Bone Crusher Gianted? So I think the correct play is probably to play a second hero, but again, I'm on the fence about that. Is kind of looking like it might be a flash style deck, so let's go ahead and actually just play Teferi and see what they do. Now this may eat a counterspell possibly, but we will see. Okay, so there's the Cutthroat. So this is going to be nice because we're going to bounce the Cutthroat back to our hand. Can't flash it in anymore, and we're going to actually attack for 2, so that's pretty sweet. Now this is going to be nice if this Teferi lives, it'll completely shut off their deck because it looks like they're a flash deck. They're running Cutthroat, they're probably running Sailor, probably have counter spells, maybe some shocks, some Bone Crusher Giant, stuff like that. Some instant speed removal. So us having Teferi right now is pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and swing for 3, and we'll play our second hero because next turn, if they play a creature on their turn, then we're gonna play Enter the God Eternals. Okay, so they're just going to scoop it up. We were able to stick our Teferi early against the flash deck, and you really can't deal with it at this point. So, now that we know what they are, it looks like they're probably going to bring in a lot more counter spells, which stinks for us because we don't have too many out of our board. Let's see what we're going to take out, though. I think Kaya's probably not that great. Enter the God Eternals probably isn't that great either, to be honest. And I think we just bring in our 4 counterspells as a pretty clean swap here for 4 cards for 4 cards. Now we'll just wait on our opponent to see what they bring in. I could only assume it's more counterspells. It's all going to be so many counterspells. Counter this, counter this. It's not like it was in the old days, back in RTR standard when it was like really cool counterspell wars. This is like they're too efficient. The spells are way better. Yeah, we did have Snapcaster Mage, so I can't complain too much. All right, so this hand is pretty terrible. We have double Temple of Silence. I think we just want to have an aggressive opening, like with Hero Precinct One. So let's go ahead and chuck that back. Oh, this is perfect. Question is, do we toss back Mortify or Tyrant Scorn? Probably Mortify. I don't see them having too many enchantments that we want to kill, and plus we can Witching Well on 1, Hero on 2, and Tyrant on 3. So yeah, we're going to keep this. So yeah, let's get rid of the Mortify. And plus Tyrant Scorn is a bit cheaper, and I don't think they have anything over, you know, three mana as well. So let's go ahead and fix our draws here. Mystical Dispute is a great card to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably don't need the land just yet, so I'm going to toss it on the bottom. Having Mystical Dispute is going to be really, really nice. That means we can probably play Hero on 3 instead of 2. So there's the Fairy Vandal. Now that has Flash. I'm not sure why they didn't play it instant speed, but I think with this one we're actually going to shock in our Godless Shrine and play our Hero Precinct 1 and see if it sticks. A good possibility that it does. It did last game, but we'll see if they have a removal spell, possibly like Bone Crusher Giant or Shock or anything like that. Now this is a Fairy Vandal, 1, 2 for 2 mana, flash flying. Whenever you draw a second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Fairy Vandal. So there's this Flame Fire to take care of my Hero Precinct 1. So even if we held up Mystical Dispute, it wouldn't have mattered. So I think because they're all tapped out, let's go ahead and destroy target creature with Ruin less. And we'll play this untapped so that we can counter any kind of blue spell for 1 mana, which is really nice in case they play like a Royal Scions or something like that. What in the world is this? Whenever you draw a second card, you turn to create 2 black rat tokens. Well, that's not a blue card, and this is a complete draw a second card style deck. So we're choosing to play Fable Passage instead of Temple Silence this turn, mainly because we want to crack this, draw 2 cards, get a little bit deeper in our deck, and try to find some of our better spells before the Mad Ratter rats us to death. There's the Improbable Alliance. We probably need to get rid of this because we don't have the 3 mana kill what is it called? I can't remember the name of these cards. Yeah, I'll auto pay. So they're gonna dispute our mythical dispute, but we have the 3 mana to pay for it. They only are left with 1 red mana, 2 cards in hand. Now let's scry this turn, and we'll see if we want what's on top. We do. Leave that on top. We'll be able to draw it with Witching Well at the end of their turn. It's a good idea to set stops on your opponent's turn, just in case it goes to like auto pass or do something silly like that. Oh man, Ironcrag Pyromancer, that's not good either. We are in serious trouble as soon as they find something to draw a second card for the turn. We are getting a little low on life, but OKO will bring us back from the brink. So yeah, we're going to sacrifice our Witching Well here. Draw 2 cards. One of them will be OKO, and the other one is Tyrant Scorn, which is great because now, oh, there's a Mortify, nice. So now we can do destroy target creature with CMC 3 or less to kill the Pyromancer here, and then we're gonna play OKO, kill the Mad Ratter, gains 3 life, go to 16, play this land, the 2 land tapped, and we also have Mortify for next turn. Hopefully they don't play like anything crazy, but if they have another Improbable Alliance, we'll be able to take care of it. Another Pyromancer. Play our land tapped. And I think we'll say go and see if they play anything. Even if they draw a second card for this turn, you know, we're just gonna... So this is a good thing why we waited. So now we want to take care of the Improbable Alliance instead of the Pyromancer, because this generates tokens and it has an ability on there to draw and then discard, so that'll help them draw their second card for the turn. So we drew Castle Bantress, really sweet card. We're going to be able to scry 2 every single turn now, find everything we need, and hopefully win the game. So they have another Mad Ratter here, but no way to draw a second card for the turn. Luckily, they don't have any way to draw a second card for the turn. So let's go ahead and scry. Resolves. Put both of these lands to the bottom. All right, my turn. Teferi. Oh, what a great card. Sweet. I think we're actually going to throw this guy under the bus right now. The -3, put the Mad Ratter back so that they don't find a spell to draw a second card a turn for their turn. The Pyromancer has 0 power, so it can't actually kill the Time Raveler here, but we do find an Elite Guard Mage for 2/3 that gains 3 life and draws a card, so we have a sweet blocker here. Now if they do find something that draws a second card for the turn, well, Teferi is going to bite the dust. But luckily they did not. So let's see. So they're not a flash deck, they're just a draw, 2 cards a turn style deck. Let's go on Thought Erasure, take a look at what their hand is looking like. Niv Mizzet? Yeah. Get out of here. Put the other Thought Erasure into the graveyard because Mad Ratter is kind of annoying, but we'll survive here. +1. No attacks. We're just gonna kind of hang out for right now. Put a stop on their end step. Remember to always put a stop on their end step or your upkeep or whatever you're trying to do, so that you can make sure you don't skip that phase and you can do what you want to do, especially on your upkeep when you want to do stuff like scry or I don't know what else you would want to do, but it's just a good habit to get into. Double Teferi. Oh boy. Well, let's see. This is going to make how many rats? 2 each? So it's 4 rats. Unfortunately, we're going to put those to the bottom where we're looking for like Bolas' Citadel or something more meaningful. Oh, that's pretty good. That'll allow us to hopefully keep up with the rat population that's overflowing here in about a couple turns. No attacks. We're going to wait probably another turn. We're really looking for that Bolus of Citadel to kind of go off now that we have our Hero Precinct One. Luckily, well, unlucky for our opponent, they haven't really drawn too well this game. So unfortunate on their end, but fortunate for me. Better lucky than good, you know. So we put a stop on their end step. We're going to scry 2. Resolves, and well, we can leave those on top because we can draw this, and well, let's just go deep and try to find our Colossus Citadel. All right, we're still looking super hard for the Colossus Citadel. I think that's the card that's going to win us this game, not a 2/3 flyer that draws us a card, to be honest. So that's what we're going to look for. We're going to dig deep, 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 keep digging deep. They don't have the second blue to scry to, so it could possibly be the land base is just pretty budget besides the castles. So a little fortunate for us that they just don't have the cards to make this work. But their deck is really sweet, and I really like the draw your second card turn type cards. I think there's a lot of potential in those in future sets as well, because some cards like the Pyromancer here, super good, and other ones like the Mad Ratter, a little overcosted for, you know, the stats and what they get. So it's something to look forward to, possibly if they decide to do that in Theros or something, you know, down the line here. I'll leave the guard mage on it this time. Draw, and we will elite guard mage, make a dude. Draw a Mortify, that's pretty good. We will bounce the Pyromancer to their hand. Put this on the battlefield, and then we'll swing. I think I'll just swing in the air for 2. Hold on to Mortify just in case they have another improbable alliance. We'll see what they do. They'll probably play the Pyromancer again. Resolves. Now we can just Castle Vantress at the end of the turn. I put the stop there already because I think if we find the Bolas Citadel, I think we'll just win on the spot. But this is kind of problematic, as it were. I'd rather than make rat tokens than deal us 3 damage, or deal something 3 damage, especially Hero Precinct 1. So that should trigger both Mad Ratters, making all the rats. Pretty scary. I don't know, is there like a rat card that makes like other rats really big? Is there that black rare? I don't even know. Maybe there is. Other rats have +1/+1. That'd be sweet. All right, let's go ahead and... Oh, no, we can't do it. Oh, can we? No, we can't. All right, we're going to turn nothing. Plus. All right, so we will play our Fatal Passage. We're going to kind of leave it there for now. Let's just swing in the air. Because we can these rats up, and hopefully they don't have another spell that draws them cards. That would suck. They're making a rat army over here. I can't get rid of these things. Tyrant Scorn doesn't work because they're 4 mana. I guess I could bounce it to their hand just to tempo them a little bit. Oh, there's the opt. Okay. There's the opt. Now this is what I was saying earlier of why I added the Witching Wells to the deck, is because we get into these spots where we, you know, play all of our spells. Look, we've got Teferi and Oath and Elite Guard Mage and our hero, and we have nothing in our hands. We have no way to, you know, draw a bunch of cards. I know we play a lot of cards out, and that's like kind of the main thing, but you know, I'd really like to find more spells that let us draw a bunch of cards, not just you know, replacement effects like Elite Guard Mage here. So our opponent played opt, made 4 more rats. Now they have the Royal Scions. It's not looking too good for us right now. Yeah, we're just gonna put everything in the bottom, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we'll put a stop on our upkeep, and we'll scry again. We'll see what they do with this Royal Scion. If they want to give something +2/+0 and trample first strike, or if they just want to, you know, loot. This will be good because every single turn they'll be able to loot, which will draw them their second card a turn, which will trigger both of these Mad Ratters to make 4 rats each. Whew, that's a lot. I wonder if they're going to swing at old Teferi. Nice. We gain some life. They deal some damage. Yep, Teferi is now a goner. Now, I'm not sacking this Fatal Passage because I just put 2 lands to the bottom. And there's no cards in the bottom that I really want. And they're not Bolas' Citadel, so I'd hate to shuffle all those cards back in my library just to scry and try to draw them again. So, on our upkeep, we will scry. Resolves. Let's see. It has 6. I guess we could keep both of these and try to kill it, but it's not really doing us any good. We're really trying to find that Bolas' Citadel, and then we can crack this fetch. Alright, so we draw that. We'd probably have to take out one of the Mad Hatters, to be honest. Yeah, so we'll just... Actually, we'll swing there. 2, and then we'll play our Oath of Kaya. We'll keep this one, and we'll deal 3 to that. Take out the Royal Scions. Go to 27. Whew, this is quite the game. They have 8 rats. Oh my goodness, don't draw any more spells that draw cards, please. Okay, I don't know how long I can hold up when they're making so many rats. Oh my gosh, they played an Invisit. This game is going very south very quickly. Oh boy. Oh, I better put a stop. Okay, I got to stop on my upkeep. We can scry. It's okay. We're at 27. Please let there be like a Bolas' Citadel somewhere. Yeah, we'll grab all 3 of these and block 3. I guess I could have thrown one underneath it. Taking it to it with the old rat buddies. Well, let's scry again. Bolas' Citadel? Man, nowhere to be seen. I'll how many lands? Yeah, we need more blockers. For real, we need more blockers. Alright, draw a card. Main phase. Main menu. What do we got on top? There it is. Oh yeah, okay. Alright, we're in this. We are still in this. I don't know how, but we are in it. You can kill this. Hopefully you didn't draw anything of value and it's just another land. With them targeting that token, I believe that is correct. Oh no, don't do it. Okay. Woo. Alright, they got 5 rats coming in. That's not good. Oh, oh, I see. Oh, we dropped both of them. Alright, now it's time to get it. Come on, Bolas' Citadel. Well, we'll play that land. Tap. Teferi, let's go. We don't want that, so we'll probably end up drawing that, so. Alright, Teferi's coming down. We will -2 bounce the old Niv Mizzet Dragon Draco Genius here himself. He's going back to the hand. Draw that card. Another Fatal Passage. Well, we will crack our own Fatal Passage. Shuffle everything all back in there. Hopefully find a land. We do find a land. Oh, look at that. Elite Carmage right on top. Oh, look at that. Another Teferi. Feels great. And we have the mana to play. Very, very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so we'll play our Teferi here. Make another guy. We already played all 4 of our guard mages. Whoa. Okay. I almost misclicked there. That was very bad. That was very bad. I almost misclicked. Okay, so bounce your guy, draw this. Hey, look at that. There's another hero token on top. And there's a Tyrant Scorn. Very nice. We'll bounce that guy. Now this is only going to cost me 1 life, which is sweet. And we have enough mana to crack it. Yeah! I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it. Oh, and we get to thought erasure that right out of their hands. Feels good. You know how like sometimes when you're playing Magic, you're like, man, that feels great. Well, this feels fantastic. Mystical Speed on the bottom. We don't really want to counterspell on top. Thought erasure on top. I'm gonna take away the Niv-Miz, and I think we have sputtered out. No, we haven't, because we can sack the Witching Well. Oh, yes. Feels so good. All right, get out of here, Niv-Miz it. Oh, we can put that in the graveyard. What's next? Darn it. All right, we'll crack this and try to draw. Leave something on top of this. We were just drawing through our whole deck. We only have 14 cards left. Oh, no. This is not looking good. This is not looking good. Oh boy, we better win pretty quick. We drew our whole deck out. I think we got this though. I think we're well, actually we're just gonna kill him with Bolas and sit it out. Is this real life? Are we doing it? Whoa, sit up in your chair, boys and girls. Sit up in your chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Submit 10. Oh, yeah, get him. He's gonna lose 10 life. Oh, what a way to win it. What a way to win it. Unbelievable. It's that OTK turn, that one turn kill. All right, welcome back to round number 2. Let's take a look at our hand, see what we got to work with. And, well, we got some Kayas going on here. Well, we have Thought Erasure on 2 into either one of these Kayas, so we're definitely going to keep. We are on the draw this game. Our opponent is at 7 cards. So we'll see what we're up against. Oh, it looks like they're going down to 6. A little shuffle of the hand there means they mulligan. So we'll see what they got to work with. But our hand's looking pretty solid right now. We have a turn 2 removal spell or a turn 2 Thought Erasure. We have a scry land on 1 to find maybe another land or another great spell. Everything's you know, coming on Millhouse right now. So we're feeling pretty good. Unfortunately, our opponent went to 5 cards, which feels super bad because I know the feeling and it sucks. Sucks so bad. We're definitely going to keep another land because we drew a Enter the God Eternals, Dismal Backwater, and maybe like a blue-black control deck, or maybe Esper Control or something like that. I'm not really sure, but they're going to see a hand and not really like what they see because we have a lot of great cards in it. They might be blue-black control. It's possible. You don't really see Dismal Backwaters too often. It's kind of like an outlier, but you know, blue-black doesn't have a scry land in this current standard, so they've taken out our Oath of Kaya. They're going to let us operate them. Interesting. Alright, so let's take a look and see what we got here. We've drawn on the lock, Tombbound Lich. Well, definitely taking that, and we'll ditch a land because we have 4 so far. We want to try to find like a hero Precinct One. Tombbound Lich, we're just going to take out with the Tyrant Scorn, no big deal. And we can start eating away at our own graveyard if we really want to stop the Drawn in the Lock. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, so then we'll have nothing there. Well, I guess we will just pay 2 life plus Kaya. I think we're actually going to eat our own graveyard. My graveyard. We're just going to take out stuff on our graveyard so that when they draw their Drawn in the Locks, they're not as good. And it'll also keep down their Into the Stories if they have them, or you know, anything that uses our graveyard as an advantage to them. So we're going to use Tyrant Scorn or Oath of Kaya, either one. Probably Oath of Kaya, just to save Tyrant Scorn as long as like we can. Looks like they're just blue-black currently, possibly a like Reanimator style deck. Usually 2-mana Lich ends up in those decks because you can draw and discard, which is nice. So we will Oath of Kaya to take this out. Alright, and then we're going to actually eat. I have 1 card in there. Yeah, so we'll take 2-mana Lich and draw some life off that as well. And then we'll scry, see what we have on top. Castle of Interest. I think we're going to actually keep this, even though I don't want another land. This is going to allow us to scry 2 every turn, since we don't really have a lot of action currently. So I think that's something that we need to do. We have removal spells for 2 of any creatures that they might have, but they kind of concede. They don't want to keep going with this match. So it looks like it's like a blue-black control deck or like Reanimator style deck. So I think in this match we're going to bring in Mystical Disputes, and we're going to bring in our Ashiok as well. Cards to bring out. Mortify seems okay. Maybe like an Oath of Kaya we can take out. Enter the God Eternals doesn't seem that great. It looks like they're just trying to go I'm not really sure what they're trying to do, so maybe we just keep it like that. We just bring in our Mystical Disputes and our Ashiok and just, you know, remove some of their spells and stuff. So yeah, let's keep it like that. Keep it simple. Don't over sideboard. Your main deck was built in mind. You know, you've built your own decks, and when you do that, your deck has a specific thing that it does really well. So when you sideboard, if you know you're bringing in 10 cards, you're completely like deviating from what that deck initially wanted to do. And some people, you know, that's a strategy they have. They have complete sideboard transformation decks or sideboards or whatever. But for the most part, try to keep it 6 cards or less. Hopefully, maybe 5 cards or less. Because you want your deck to have still the same game plan. Usually, you just want to alter certain things that are bad and kind of upgrade them, like I did with some of our spells to get like Mystical Disputes and stuff. So the field passes can get us a blue source, and we have black and white here, so we can play Teferi and Elite Guard Mage. So we're definitely gonna keep this. Hopefully we draw another land. That way we can play Guard Mage, but having Mortify into Teferi is gonna be really sweet. Let's go and play our field passage now and distract us versus blue. Get that out of the way so that we can play all our spells on time. It's gonna hurt a lot because it's all shock lands, but you know, whatever. Alright, so we crack our failed patches, they crack theirs in response to get themselves an island. We'll grab ourselves a sweet island here. Nice little full art Noah Bradley art. Love Noah Bradley, great artist. I believe I met him once or twice at some sort of event. My buddy has playmats and stuff. He loves Noah Bradley. What a fantastic person on social media. Just really supportive of the art community and really willing to help everybody get better at art and showcase that. So that's really awesome. And I just love all the stuff he does for Magic as well. So this is a pretty sweet draw. We drew Hero Precinct One, so we were able to shock our Godless right in and drop our hero after they Thought Erasure our Teferi. So that's pretty sweet. The next turn we can shock in and play. Well, we probably can't play Teferi anymore, but we can play Mortify or Elite Guard Mage on 4. So that's pretty sweet. See if they have a land drop. Hopefully they have a land drop. It always sucks when you miss land drops for sure. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Elf Guy now, even though the board is clear. So I can get this token going, get some damage in, start whittling down at their life total a little bit before they try to build up their board with like Tombbound Lich and stuff like that. Because next turn we're going to play Elite Guard Mage, make another token, and if they don't play anything here, well, we're going to smack in for 3. Legion's End. I haven't seen that card in quite a while. So there's Kaya. I think we're still going to shock in and play our Elite Guard Mage. Gain 3 life, draw a card, try to get a little deeper in our deck. Ashiok's a great pickup here. Let's take a look if they're a Reanimator style deck. Oh, there's Ashiok. Pretty interesting that they brought in Ashiok. Maybe there's I'm gonna bring in my own Ashiok. What you gonna do about it? What do we got here? That's pretty good. But actually, yeah, let's all swing at Ashiok. She'll get one more activation before she bites the dust here. Let's play our own Ashiok. Hopefully we don't miss those. We'll mill them. Get to like a command the dreadful deck. Oh, that's really good that we ended up doing that. Looks like whatever they brought in was Elder Spell, possibly. We only run 4 Planeswalkers or 6 Planeswalkers, so not a big deal. They have Liliana in their exile as well. I think the Ashiok's gonna do some serious work here. Hopefully we don't hit too. Oh, there's a Bolas's Citadel. Oh, that kind of hurts. That kind of stings a little bit. Hopefully no Murder's Rider for our Ashiok, so we can keep milling them. Liliana. That's an issue. That is quite the issue. We are not prepared to beat that card yet. Not prepared. Although Ashiok into Kaya might steal us a win here. They already have 9 cards in their exile. That's really good for us, actually. So let's go ahead and just keep milling them out here, and then we can get just Kaya and take him out. They only have 1 card left. 14 cards. Well, we can Kaya plus 0. No attacks. They don't have anything to deal with Kaya. We got a plus again, but we're getting close to that ultimate. If we win with the Kaya ultimate, I'm gonna laugh hysterically. I'm gonna laugh so hard. Because they are dangerously close to that killing them. 1 hit with the guard mage might actually do it too. So we might get 2 crazy wins on this in this gameplay, this little gameplay footage here. This is gonna be great. Okay, so Ashiok's gonna bring the beats. Yeah, Drawn in the Lock and Ashiok in your deck is not a really good combo together. Thought Erasure. Okay, so that's the 3rd Thought Erasure they were able to play this game. They're gonna get rid of our 3rd Teferi. You know, we drew 3 Teferis, they drew 3 Thought Erasures. Big deal, big deal. We all see the writing on the wall there. We might have to poke this. Got to poke the bear a little bit so she doesn't ultimate. That would be an issue. Yeah, so let's just keep milling them out here. Keep milling them out. Some really good hits there. Really good hits. Let's go ahead and we'll probably have to play Elite Guard Mage if we don't want to do this, because we have to hit her for just a little bit. I don't want her to ultimate in 2 turns, because just in case this, you know, bites the dust a little bit, we want to steer clear, basically. So Elite Guard Mage coming in, gonna gain us some life, draw us a card. They can't really do much besides cash in their Fabled Passage for a land. So it looks like they have 21 cards. And they can't even search because of Ashiok. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. Witching Well coming in. Witching Well has been clutch. Oh, thank you. I'll put both of those on top. No problemo. My graveyard. Yeah, sure. Goodbye, Teferi. It was nice knowing you. Well, we're threatening a game-ending ultimate from Kaya here, so we'll see if they drew the answer. Crazy, unbelievable. Last game we win with the activation on Bolas' Citadel. In this game, well, we might win with a Kaya ultimate. Kaya and Ashiok together are best buddies. Ashiok just annihilates the graveyard. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. -5. Getcha? 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 Did we do it? 21 cards in exile. Boom! Did we gain the life from it? Woohoo! What a way to win a match. I'm telling you, that's the sweetest feeling, winning with a Kaya ultimate. Alright, welcome into round number 3. Let's take a look at our opening hand, and it is looking really, really good. Hero Precinct 1 on 2. We probably are going to fetch a island with this, and then play Godless Shrine. So let's go and keep Temur on the play. Even better. So let's go ahead and Fabled Passage to go get an island. My favorite basic land type. Pass the turn to our opponent. Alright, they're going to play a Temple of Epiphany. Been seeing a ton of Temple of Epiphany since the OKO ban. Mainly because Jeskai Fires is really, really good. And you might need to adjust just so slightly to try to beat this deck. But we'll see, we'll see. So this looks like it's actually a Temur deck, so this is probably one of the Reclamation decks, actually. So let's go ahead and Thought Erasure, make a guy. Make a token, a human token. See what they're working with here. Reclamation, negate, expansion, chemistry insight. So let's get rid of Reclamation. Grab ourselves a Teferi off the top. And swing for 2. They will have negate for this Teferi, which is unfortunate to say the least. But we will be able to sneak it in somewhere, I think. We may be able to sneak it in. We'll see, we'll see. Definitely want to keep this because this deck cannot beat a Teferi usually. Cannot beat it to fairy. Swing for 3. We're going to try to keep playing around this negate as best we can, but they may get into a spot where we just can't do anything about it, you know? So we will, nice land, sweet. Okay, swing for 3. And we'll play our elite guard mage. Mega token. They are just about ready to mystical dispute. Wow, people are still playing mystical dispute, mate. Yikes. Well, this is very tough for us now. Extra tough. They can explosion for 1, which does not kill Precinct, but maybe next turn it will. Yikes. This is a pretty tough predicament we're in currently because, man, I did not expect the mystical dispute main. Brazen Borrower main. Well, I do like the Brazen Borrower playing in Temur as well, so not gonna hate on that too much at all. Brazen Borrower would also be sweet in this deck, but it's not multicolored. Okay, so that's actually pretty sweet because we probably want the land, but we also want the Thought Erasure. So we'll miss a land drop again, but we will grab the Thought Erasure to get rid of that negate, which should open up a good line of play for us to win the game here. So can they play this 1/1/1? Yes, they can. So no attacks. They can. Well, actually, stupid. This can only block flyers. Crap. So this will probably eat a negate, or we'll be able to take the negate. So either way, we're casting this next turn for sure. All right. Well, let's see what you're working with that other card, but they'll probably negate this. Yep. It's fine. We have this land. Swing. So next turn we can actually the fairy and Tyrant Scorn in the same turn, which is sweet. Well, actually we can't because we don't have the second blue. No. We probably don't want a Tyrant Scorn because I can just copy it for 2 mana. All right. Hoping and praying. No counterspell? Kidding me? They drew the negate? Come on. Oh, this game is killing me in the inside. Alright, we got him down to 3. Let's go. They double negate. Oh man, that just hurts my insides. No land, no flame sweep, please. No land, no flame sweep. Ooh, we got him. The double negate mystical dispute opener, and we got him. Whew, that was a tough one. Man, they're playing a lot of counterspells, man. That is wild. Double negate, man. Crazy, crazy. Okay, well, Enter the God Eternals is terrible. Tyrant Scorn is also not that great. Kaya, probably not that great. I think the rest of these are good. Mortify kills everything we wanted to, especially Brazen Borrowers. So we'll leave these in for Brazen Borrowers, stuff like that. I think we want to bring in Mystical Disputes. We want to bring in Vetoes. We want to bring in, I guess we bring in Unmoored Ego. We can also bring in Ashiok. I guess they don't search their library. D-Spark's probably fine for Reclamation and Niv Mizzet. And I think that's it. I guess we can bring in Ashiok and just exile all their stuff. That'd be actually kind of funny. Sure, I'll do that. Kind of makes me want to have one Kaya to pair with it, but I don't really want to cut anything else. So, yep, and we will be on the play this turn. Oh, sorry, the draw, because we didn't win that game. I feel like we lost it, but we ended up winning it just from, you know, having 1/1s on the battlefield. So that's one reason I like the hero deck. I think it's actually really good, and it could be really, really good, but it needs to be tuned to this this metagame for sure. I just kind of threw it together. This hand has a lot of lands in it, but we have Dovin's Veto and Guildmage. I think we're actually going to keep it because we don't have to worry about Veil of Summer anymore. So Dovin's Veto is a good counterspell. So they mulligan to 6 cards. They're going to scry on the top here. When we draw a land, of course we do a land. What else do we draw? Lands? More lands. All right, so we get a scry land, and then we have our blue sources as well. they're going to go Scryland as well. Alright, so it's a Scryland where I see how it is. I see how it is. I'll match your double Scryland with my double Scryland. What do you think of that? Keep Witching Well. It's a spell that lets us scry 2 and then draw cards on the following turn, so that's pretty fun. Opt. 1 on top, draw. Ooh, that must be a good card. We're definitely going to shock in our one of our blue sources, though. That's for sure. We don't want them to have... What is it? Wilderness Reclamation. So, and we'll end the turn. We might have actual counterspell. You never know. You never know. Alright, so we get to Witching Well here. Sweet. Scry 2. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep Time Raveler on top. Next time we get to Dovin's Veto, or we have Teferi Time Raveler with Dovin's Veto. Dovin's Veto. You cannot Mystical Dispute that. But they do have Mystical Dispute, so I can't just jam this. Hopefully find another Dovin's Veto. Do it. Not sure why they would do that to, 2-3 that gains 3 life, but each their own. 3 cards in hand. What is the possibility of them having? Well, I could have just played this with 3 mana up instead of just trying to get value out of it. But what's it gonna do? Counter? Oh, no, nothing. Well, let's go for it. Time Raveler. They're hovering their cards. Doesn't look like it's gonna resolve. Unfortunate. Yeah, they had the Mystical Dispute. It could have just played a land untapped and jammed that sucker. Oh well, we got 3 power on board and we get to draw 2 cards next turn. Not too bad. Unless they have a Brazen Borrower to balance it. Nightpack Ambusher. What a sweet card. Oh, I saw Brad Nelson was playing that card. Nice. No blocks. Yeah, you got it. 3/3. Sick. That's really good. Oh my goodness, that's super, super good. Let's see if we draw anything good. Ooh, we have Dove. Oh, that's going to be so, so sweet. So, so sweet, I tell you. Do we have another? We do have another island in here, so we can Mystical Dispute and Dovin's Veto. Sweet, sweet, sweet. The wolves are a problem. The wolves are definitely a problem. This is such a good card in the Temur deck. Yep, you can opt. That is fine. So I really hope that they do not play Nickel Bolt. Actually, keep that. Get out of here. I mean, not Nickel Balls. Niv-Mizzet, sorry. Niv-Mizzet. Okay. Nightpack Ambushers in the building. Go get ourselves a... We need here. We have 3, 6. This will be 7. Yeah, we'll grab Black Source here. 6, 7, 8. I guess we got to do it like this. We'll lost the Citadel. 9 life though. Ugh, man, we are really on the edge here. Nightpack Ambusher really puts the pressure on for sure. Well, we got to protect it at some point. We got to protect it. This gets rid of the Bone Crusher Giant as well. Do they have another counterspell? Hopefully they just have like another removal spell or something. Expansion Explosion. Are you serious? Oh my god. Have it all. No. Unbelievable. Alright, you win this one. You win this one. We're coming back with a vengeance. Because that was... This is why I hate playing against these Temur decks. They're like a deck full of like a few good cards and then just all counter spells. And like no way to actually draw them. So they just like happen to draw all the good cards all the time. Well, Noxious Grasp might be okay again. No, Despark deals with it as well. No, I'm not too worried about that. Maybe Ashiok isn't really the best choice for that. Maybe it should be like a Kaya's Wrath instead. Yeah, let's grab a Kaya's Wrath just in case they have the old Night Pack Ambusher. Yeah, maybe I kind of like it like this. Unarmored Ego early can really disrupt a lot of the stuff that they're doing. Getting those expansion explosions out of the deck is actually going to be really, really sweet. Going into the crucial game 3. I was thinking about something else and I just couldn't figure it out. All right, sweet. Bolas Citadel in the main. Just hit all our land drops, counter some stuff, and we'll be good to go. We have triple black here currently. Yeah, why not? We're just hitting our land drops. We're going to play Bolas the Citadel, and hopefully we don't die to a Night Pack Ambusher. Well, they have a lot of counter spells, and it's going to be so tricky to get this to land. So tricky. We'll go get a resource. Black, black, black. We did it. They have maybe a counter spell, maybe something else. Not really sure why they would shock that in. Maybe they like Bone Crusher Giant me. That's a good way to, definitely a really good way to win this game quickly. Is like Bone Crusher me and then cast it, and then I don't have any removal. But I do have Oath of Kaya, so that's one way to do it as well. So we'll see. They have Growth Spiral, draw a card, put a land into play. They're back basically on the play now since they are ahead on lands currently. We'll see if they try to go for a thing they do not. So, yeah, I just guess we just keep playing our lands, keep doing our thing. Hopefully we can get to pull us a Citadel and it's really, really good for us. But if not, well, that's going to stink. That is going to be the worst. Doan's Veto is going to be very crucial to if we get it to resolve or not. We'll see. They have a zillion cards in hand. An actual zillion. Wilderness Reclamation. Well. They have Mystical Dispute. Can't Mystical Dispute this. I feel like I just have to run 4 Doan's Vetoes. Like, because everyone just keeps running these Mystical Disputes. Like, it kind of feels like if OKO never happened, no one would really be playing as many Mystical Disputes. They kind of be like a 1 or 2 in the board. They wouldn't be main deckable, anything like that. But I don't know. It just seems to be that way. But Jeskai Fires is one of the best decks, and this deck is also a top deck as well. So one of those decks doing really well could, warrant Mystical Dispute in the main. And Teferi is one of the best cards in Standard. So, being able to counter that for 1 mana is really, really good. Getting under that card is extremely hard to do. Let's see if we can scry our way into some action here. Because we're really not a great control deck. They're a great control deck. Alright, pull off the Citadel. Not too bad. Play tapped and say go. Not sure what else we can do here. To be honest. They're probably going to flash back their Chemister's Insight. Dig a little bit deeper. They are much deeper in their deck. They're about 5 or 6 cards, probably 7 cards now. They kept in Flame Sweeps. Very smart. Question is, if we draw Unmoored Ego, do we just cast it and try to get their counter spells? Their hand is probably filled with counter spells. That's why they're not playing anything at all. We'll put a stop at their end steps so that we can scry 2 and try to get to our spells that way, I guess. Really nothing we can do. This deck is just completely degenerate as far as the way it wins and the spells that it surrounds itself in. So it's kind of a buzzkill when you play against it, to be honest. But Thought Erasure does feel pretty good. Thought Erasure seems real good right now. My turn. All right. Well, let's take a look. Take a sneak peek. Probably get countered, but we'll try to take a sneak peek. How about that? See if you want that to resolve. Mystical Dispute. Sure, I'll pay 3. Night Pack Ambusher. Nice. Well, let's take a look. Well, they have stuff. Yep, keep that on top so we can kill this night pack ambusher. And then we will play this. So currently they have Flame Sweep, Brazen Borrower, Bone Crusher Giant, and a unknown card. So we'll see if we can sneak in one of these Bolas' Citadels here. They get the 2-3. And hopefully this works. Can't imagine them just like one card off the top drawing a counterspell. Ho ho! And we draw light. Oh, come on, deck. You're killing me here. Oh no. Oh jeez. Why would they do that and they should have just played Brazen Borrow. It's 4, 7, 10. I'm down to 6. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose this game. The Night Pack Ambusher package at the end here is super good. Bone Crusher Giant and Brazen Borrow are great buddies. Great buddies. Well, we'll try it again. Do you have a counterspell? Do you have a counterspell? We can try to make something work here. We can do our best. That doesn't look too promising, to be honest. Let's scry that away. We're looking for like some lightning stuff. What do we need? We have black up, so we don't want white. Okay. Yikes. That's not good. I guess they flash this in and it's 369. Yeah, we did. Darn it, man. This deck is super annoying. Oh, so many counterspells, so much tempo. This is definitely a deck that's like up my alley. I really like it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're only at 2. Actually, no, we're dead because they have Bone Crusher Giant. This deck's really sweet. Not a big fan of the kind of counterspell package they've done, to be honest. I think it's kind of really medium. But the rest of it, like Brazen Borrower, Wilderness Reclamation, expansion and stuff, I think that's a really good package altogether. And whatever you surround it with will probably be fine because of how powerful that package is. The Night Pack Ambusher out of the board is insane. Super good. I love that plan, especially with Brazen Borrower. That's really great. Turned into like a flash deck. Not a big fan of all the counterspells that they run main deck, but that's the kind of deck it is. So props to them for getting that win. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed this take on Esper Hero. I know it's been a while since that deck has been played, but I think it has some potential. Needs some tuning because, our Temur Reclamation matchup isn't quite there yet, and Jeskai Fires is pretty close, actually, pretty close, so we'll have to work on that deck. Go and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the deck, what deck you're planning on playing, in this post-OKO standard. Go and hit that like button if you liked the video. Go and follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Go down in the comments and say hi. All that good stuff. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, magic is great and so are you. Stay positive and play Islands.